Hello everyone, my name is Tanner. I'm a P3 here at the UCSD Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and I'm just here to introduce this video. We're bringing you kind of a reflection of the fall quarter. So some questions we asked to our P1s, P2s, and P3s are how was it doing school online, and for the P1s starting pharmacy school in general online, P2s and P3s, how did it compare to past years, what mechanisms have you used to deal with stress of school and the pandemic, unfortunately, and just some other kind of questions reflecting on this. So you'll hear a few different answers kind of mixed in there, and we just wanted to give you some context before we got started. So first, we'll hear from our P1s.
So Zoom University is definitely different, but there's kind of like a lot of pros in it. So I save money as far as gas goes, so I don't have to go to school. So that's pretty nice, and all of the classes are recorded, so technically you don't have to go, only some classes you do. But for the most part, we all attend, and other than that, that's a lot of the pros of it. The con about it is that you have to stare at the computer for like 8 hours, mostly. Just because as a P1, you have a lot of classes that range from like 8 a.m. all the way to like 4 p.m., depending if you have electives. But overall, the time management of it all it's definitely doable. It's something I didn't expect, obviously, because the pandemic, no one really predicted this, but we managed, and I'm proud to be part of a class that's Zoom only. So it's something to be proud of because it's very tough, and I knew going into it, you have to have a different mindset in order for you to get through it. But luckily, we have a lot of P2s that supported us along the way, and we were all going through it together. So it made it easier relative to the whole crisis of it all. It definitely met some expectations of pharmacy school as far as the classes. They are tough. You have to be ahead of the game. It is quarter system, so you have to be on top of it, so you can't be behind 1 week because it'll just roll over onto the next. But other than that, I'm looking forward to meeting more people in person, hopefully in the future once it gets better. But in the meantime, it met some expectations that I have from pharmacy school, but it's definitely different with the current situation that we're in. So a couple tips if we do end up going into Zoom University again later on, is definitely plan out your whole day, meaning if you need to take a break at a certain time, do add that, because being in the computer, like in your living room, you need to break that apart. You can't just sit there for the whole 8 hours. So my suggestion is to find different spots in your living room or your room so that you're not stagnant in that one whole session of like class. So you want to break it apart. But other than that, have fun with it. I mean, you will need to still meet other people, even if it's through Zoom. Other than that, it will get better, and hopefully we'll meet in person in the future.
Hello, my name is Kenneth and I am in P1. My first quarter was not what I expected it to be due to obvious reasons, but it was actually quite enjoyable. I didn't have to go out since everything was on Zoom, but I was still able to get to know the professors and my classmates. Although the club events weren't in person, I was still able to arguably experience a lot more because I didn't have to travel anymore for these events. I went to UCI, which also had a quarter system, so I felt like the course load was super doable. But even if you never had the quarter system before, I feel like it's totally manageable as long as you study regularly, as you should. My favorite class was Concepts in Pharmacy Practice because I got to hear all about the different careers in pharmacy that I could do from guest speakers who actually work in those fields. For example, I got to hear from a veterinary pharmacist, which was super interesting. One of the reasons why I chose UCSD was for the location, so I definitely made sure to try out some of the food and boba places around here. Camellia Roti Bar is definitely the best boba place here, so make sure to try it out. And if this quarter has taught me anything, it's that things don't always turn out as you expect it to be, but it's up to you to make the best of it. Take those opportunities presented by student orgs and go to those events or apply for that position even if you're unsure about it. One last thing I want to point out is that I really appreciate the big and little system at UCSD because you are immediately connected to a wonderful P2 who helps you with whatever you need and who you can become great friends with.
I think my favorite class this quarter was probably Advanced Organic Chemistry. OChem wasn't my favorite class in undergrad, but it was definitely very interesting in pharmacy school. We were able to learn about drug structures and learn how drugs really worked, which definitely piqued my interest. The transition to Zoom learning for our classes definitely wasn't too bad. Our professors gave us breaks in between classes and at pretty much every hour so that we weren't sitting on Zoom all day. And having recordings of our classes was definitely very helpful, which meant that we can go back to review in case we missed anything, especially if there were technological issues. I think the course load was overall pretty manageable. We only had classes for 4 days out of the week, so the extra day off on Friday was definitely very helpful in managing the balance between school life and our own lives. Overall, I really enjoyed the first quarter of pharmacy school. It was fun.
Hello everyone, my name is Hian and I'm a P1 here at Skaggs. Experiencing school completely online has definitely been difficult, especially for someone with not the greatest attention span like me. I find it very hard to give my utmost attention to the whole time span of the multiple lectures held in the day. And needless to say, it's been harder to do this in the comfort of your own home, but the Skaggs faculty have been great. They've been really accommodating of students' requests and very understanding of any issues that may have arisen just because everything is online. And at least one of the perks of being home all the time is I've improved my cooking skills, so maybe if you're lucky, you'll have the chance to try it next year.
Hi, my name is Patrick Chen. I'm a first year pharmacy school student, and welcome to Skaggs University. Now, my first fall quarter has been kind of crazy. I moved from San Francisco to San Diego, and it's my first time actually living by myself, so it was a new experience, learning how to cook, clean, and everything. And then going into pharmacy school, there was a lot of tough courses. You don't think that it's a lot until you receive the coursework, but it's manageable. You meet really great people. The teachers are great. I think if I had to say one thing about Skaggs University or during the fall quarter is that although it was over Zoom, the teachers were very supportive and you have very supportive classmates to help you.
Hi everybody, Penelope here with a little fall quarter reflection. So this past quarter was extremely challenging for me, both academically and I guess just functionally. I'm definitely not a fan of online learning. I'm more engaged in person. I felt like I procrastinated more than I ever have in my life online with pre-recorded lectures. And let me tell you, setting your own schedule, it sounds like a dream, but for someone like me, I put everything off until the last minute. Then I ended up cramming towards the end and it was just a mess. Luckily, towards the end of the quarter and towards my last couple of blocks, I did find a better flow and a better way of studying, but I don't know, I still was kind of deeply affected by online learning. I felt like I think the most bothersome part of it was not being able to ask questions in real time or ask for clarity in real time and having to go back and write a lengthy email or just kind of just ignore my questions overall and maybe ask a classmate instead. But yeah, I'm hopeful that next quarter will be better and that we are able to return to in-person learning ASAP. But yeah, that was a little fall quarter reflection for me.
Hello everyone, my name is Shani. I'm a P2 and I'm here to tell you how my first quarter of second year went. Well, we had a huge transition from in-person classes to online classes. First of all, I got a chance to learn about important stuff, including physiology of cardio, pulmonary, and gastrointestinal system. And I enjoyed learning about pharmacology and the use of medication to treat different diseases. But please know that since all the classes are online and you have less interaction between your peers and the instructors, then you may find it difficult to handle the heavy course load. But you can definitely stay on top of that by time management and considering a few tips. The first tip is that please make sure that you look at the course description, course times, and the workload for each block. The second tip is that balance your time between online classes and take the advantages of your resources. The third tip is that please give yourself a break and do whatever makes you happy. And keep planning to avoid falling behind. Good luck everyone, stay safe, and don't forget to reach out to your peers and the supportive Skaggs faculties if you need any help. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Parto and I'm a P2. So overall, using Zoom and changing from in-person classes to online classes was a huge change for me. But one of the most important things that helped me to adapt to this situation was time management. And definitely remember to sync your calendar from your computer to your phone, because in this way you can keep track of everything, because you don't want to fall behind. There's a lot of material that you have to go through, right? Another thing is that make sure to keep in contact with your peers, so in this way you guys also can remind each other about important deadlines, because you don't want to miss them for sure. And last but not least, don't forget about Skaggs family, which is very unique, right? Like, all the faculty are super supportive and they're always there to help us. So if you were going through some difficulty, just ask for help.
Hi, it's your friend Monica Sliwa, the current P3 class president and student ambassador lead for social media. Loud and proud, always and forever. And part of that is because of the stress coping mechanisms I use outside of the classroom, especially during the last quarter. Music production, singing, painting, playing tennis. I encourage you to find your stress coping mechanisms and use them. It might get overwhelming, but please remember, faculty and student peers, including myself, are there for you. Don't hesitate to ask for help when needed. You got this, and remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. You got this. Good luck.
Hi everyone, my name is Rock and I'm a current P3. One of the biggest changes for me this year, besides the pandemic obviously, is an increase in workload, especially with regards to assignments and projects. Every week we have a weekly case conference where we're discussing a patient, working them up for a specific disease state. And while it's a lot of work to do this every week, I feel like it's one of the best ways to stay caught up with the material and not fall too far behind. It's also going to make the process of memorizing all of these like specific antibiotic coverages, for example, feel a lot less like brute force and more so like you're piecing together bits of a puzzle or a story. So really encourage you to put good effort into those PPCPs and stay engaged in conference. Especially this year with social distance, another super important thing is to remember to take breaks and take care of yourself. One of the things that I've started to do is a daily session of yoga or stretching. So I've been using this really great app called Down Dog that lets you customize what type of yoga session you want to have, how long you want to do it, and what techniques you want to focus on. And it usually requires a subscription, but is currently being offered free up until July 2021. So if you're interested, definitely recommend downloading that app. Whatever you decide to do though, just don't forget that even in quarantine, your physical and mental health are extremely important. And remember to take care of yourself. It'll go a long way in helping your studies as well.
Hi, my name is Tanner and I'm a P3. For that first quarter, doing it online was different. First of all, being a P3, I've absolutely loved my classes. It's great to be able to do therapeutics and kind of see everything we've done the last 2 years come together and kind of connect in how you would work with an actual patient and make impacts and apply that with some clinic experiences I've had and kind of see it come to fruition. So that's just a great part of P3 year here in general. Now, being online, it has been rough, but mostly for me at least, because I don't get to see my friends as easily. I don't get to study with them, and if we do study, it's over like Discord or Zoom or something, so it's just not the same. But we've made it work, so I'm grateful for the faculty and friends I have here for that. And I mean, doing stuff outside, just kind of little things you've heard so far, but working out more, I've kind of started cooking on my own. My tips for you based on all that is make pharmacy school what it is. Like coming from a P3, like make it yours. You can do a lot with it. You can find your path. You can find who you are. And I think that's a great thing about pharmacy school and Skaggs specifically. There's no right way to do it, so have fun with it. And if you get the chance to come here, I look forward to hopefully meeting you one day and being an alum with you. And with that, good luck with the rest of your Zoom courses and hope to see you soon.